Hey you guys, what is up? This is SuperGirlKels. Welcome back to a Monday video once again. It's good to see everybody. I hope you're all having an amazing week and a start to a Monday. I am here with a very different video. As you can see, we're seeing some Sonic Unleashed daytime stage gameplay as I race through every single daytime stage minus Eggman Land, since that includes the nighttime versions in that stage. So I didn't really want to put that in here, and it would be way too long of a video that I just wanted to discuss about Sonic Unleashed. So enjoy this gameplay of me going through every single daytime level in S rank achievement form. So I really hope you enjoy this as I talk about Sonic Unleashed. I wanted to make this video just because I find that I have never had so much thoughts about a video game until this one. As you guys know, I've been trying to 100% Sonic Unleashed now for the past 4 months. It's been a long, exhausting journey, yet one of them that I, in a way, didn't want to finish. It's a very weird feeling, and I'm very proud of it in a way, especially when it comes to the daytime stages, where at the same time, the daytime stages were also the least favorite part of actually a completionist. So I really want to go into depth as I just give this gameplay for you guys to enjoy. They are going in order from every world, so what you're seeing here is what you get actually in the game. This is the 360 version. I am aware that the Wii version is actually completely different, a lot shorter and a lot more simple, but gameplay isn't as exquisite as we're seeing here on the 360. I am also aware that the 360 is the best version in terms of less glitches, loading times, and more. So it's great that I got to play this version as I had no idea in the first place. I have owned this game since it came out, but never actually played or completed it until this year. So it was a huge accomplishment that I got through this, as most people I even knew said it wasn't worth it. And also, I just wouldn't be able to do it because this is considered the hardest Sonic game to ever complete, which I do agree, and I'm going to get into that right now. Because the first thing I want to talk about is Sonic. Sonic himself. I think the story and Sonic's personality was probably seriously the funnest and best part of any Sonic game. The way he was, his attitude, his personality, his carefree spirit, just his model. Look at this model, man. Just his blue is perfect saturated cobalt blue with a hint of that light touch too. He just looks and feels great. Even when he's running, you see that he's gonna have like a dash going behind him, that blue sphere. Watch, you're gonna see that right now as I get the rings. Watch this, like, that is so cool. That actually didn't even come back into Generations. It's not in Forces as well. And look at the detail of those spikes moving with the wind, and you hear the sound of his shoes, and he just looks so detailed. This is by far the most beautiful Sonic game we have ever had in terms of graphics and even stage design and level design. There is so much effort that was put into this game that I'm only happy about, and the fact that it's so unlinear. I'm taking a very linear path, but it's the quickest path to completing these stages. But these stages can go on average to 10 minutes each, even in daytime, if you take the longest part of each stage, because there's so much exploration to do. And you're usually rewarded. Each time you look around in different parts of the level, you're usually rewarded with medals or some kind of collectible, which has made me feel really, really good about this game, honestly. Sonic himself, like I said, perfect, and I don't know what happened after this game, because I feel like once this voice actor left and we got Roger, or just maybe the writing team switched out, it was just never like this ever again. I loved how Sonic connected with Chip and how he kind of rose against Eggman and got serious over time, but still knew how to have a good time during the entire adventure. Even the way he boosts forms and says, "Woo!" or "feeling good" is awesome. Like, it just feels like Sonic, and it gives me a tap on the back and even gives me a boost in my confidence on how I'm doing in each level. Now, I've spoken about, Sonic himself. If I want to talk about specifically the stages and in terms of what I love and what I don't love, my favorite stage of all time is actually the last stage of the daytime levels, which is the Abadat level in the daytime. It is about a 7-minute stage, but it is my favorite. The design of it, the stage, just the graphics, and just how much you do in that stage, we'll get there, is just so precise and so beautiful. The only thing is that the Xbox couldn't handle it. When we get there, you're going to actually see a lot of mistakes and a lot of frame drops, and it's not coming from the video or you guys having bad internet. It's just the game itself. It was not able to be handled on the Xbox 360, and I hear it's even worse on the PS3. which is really crazy to think about. But that by far was the best level, and I feel like it could get a remaster at some point to really show the effects in like 60 frames per second. It would be so beautiful. I'd love to see that. One thing I did want to say is the worst stage by far for me has to go back to Shamar. Shamar is the pre-last level of the game, and it is my least favorite of all time. I hate it. I hate how, just in general, the daytime stages, the drifting doesn't work very well. You have to either completely stop drifting and just hold right, or just stop boosting and stuff, and that's it. It's highly improved in Sonic Generations and future iterations in general. But it's not fun seeing Sonic go onto sand and barely being able to control himself and kill himself most of the time just in that section. I started walking at parts because it was just insane. But getting back to that stage, Shamar specifically has town villagers, and they are huge obstacles to Sonic. If you're boosting at, God knows how much miles per hour, you're gonna stop right in front of each villager, and it's gonna slow your momentum down and everything. There's also a few bugs and glitches that slows down the gameplay in that level, and completely stops you, and sometimes even kills you. It's not fun. I really don't like that stage, and we'll get to it soon, and I'll even say an oh god as a heads up. But if we're gonna get now to the nighttime stages, believe it or not, these were my favorite times as to when it came to collectibles and just exploring in general. They were also my favorite hot dog missions, as they were a lot more simple and just way less time consuming. You'd think that it would be otherwise, because when you're playing through this game, it usually takes on average about 20 minutes to really complete one nighttime stage. But in all honesty, when you're doing those hot dog missions and you've played those levels over and over, you learn the secret paths and you know which enemies you can completely ignore to get on an average of 5 minutes per level. And the hot dogs, like hot dog missions, just to give you a reference, are the hardest missions in this game. It consists of time trials, survivor mode, taking down enemies, and more for both nighttime and daytime stages. Daytime stages has 3 levels of 3 different parts that you need to do for the same stage. That's 9 times you're playing through this damn level for each zone. That's insane. And it takes a long time, especially the time trial. You need to learn to master every single stage in the fastest way possible. That was the hardest part for me. But the nighttime, you actually only have 2 levels. So you only play it 4 times. Or am I doing that math right? No, it's 3 levels. So wait, hold on. It's 3 times... It's 3 times 2, so it's 6. Yeah. So you're playing only 6 times, which is a lot less than, what we're playing with the daytime being 9. It's a lot. It really is. And it's a lot more attempts. In terms of the nighttime, you really just go at your own pace and do what you need to do. It's a lot easier, and it was so fun. And going back to the collectibles, I mean, as you can see here, it's not exactly easy to keep your eye open at supersonic speed to see what collectible might you be passing in terms of a medal or even a disc or something like that. You just can't see it. You're going too fast. But nighttime, you're at super slow pace and you have super optional areas to explore and discover, which makes you feel really rewarded in terms of completing and just exploring in general. It feels really, really damn good to play nighttime stages and a nice break from the daytime completionist. It's really great. But I do have to say, oh yeah, by the way, I ran into this glitch here. I thought I'd show you guys, but I got completely stuck and couldn't get on the pad. I got outside of the border of the game and was completely stuck and thought I soft locked the game. But luckily I did find a way for the camera to reset to put me back on the bridge to get me back on this pedal. But thought I'd show you that. It was pretty funny when it happened. But again, going back to nighttime, I really did enjoy every single one. A lot of people were warning me about all glitches about Sonic not being able to grapple or hold on to certain things or glitch out or even fall. His controls were actually extremely precise, and I really hated those controls specifically, and I did agree on that. I really hated the way Sonic was so sharp. It felt like some Super Mario 64 shit, but in 2008. So I really didn't like the way he felt in terms of control, in terms of precise and precision platforming. But I never had problems with glitches. I never ran into anything wrong of him not being able to grapple onto things or to swing from edges to edges or etc. I never had those issues, and it was pretty easy for me to get S ranks in general with him. I really liked that compared to the daytime stages. Took me a lot more times here, let me tell you. Speaking of nighttime, I did want to say my worst, I don't have a favorite stage when it comes to the nighttime levels. I really do love every single stage that was in Sonic Unleashed nighttime levels. I think they were all fun and presented just such great atmospheres and different gameplay mechanics that came for the werehog. It was really nicely presented, and honestly, I wish I saw more of it. Even though you play nighttime probably for the majority of the game, that I've noticed. You have more levels, but once you get used to it, it's a lot shorter and goes a lot quicker. So, thought I'd say that. Though I do have to say the worst stage by far was Shamar again. Nighttime stage and daytime. I think that there was a lot of problems and enemies, specifically the fucking bees, the red ones, that were so precise to kill, and hitboxes that just didn't make sense. I've also done a lot of testing regarding just trying to complete levels the fastest way possible and cheat a little bit, and I've noticed that some hitboxes from enemies, if you want to kill yourself, won't actually ever hit you. They'll just go right next to you. It's actually extremely hard to kill yourself as the werehog. It's insane. I hated Shamar so much. There was even a collectible that probably took me about an hour just to get, because I kept messing up and you need to restart the stage over and over if you messed up. That was a good mental breakdown I had that day. Besides that, when it comes down to S ranks, this is the first Sonic game that it is not required to actually get S ranks in this game. First Sonic game in the series, you're usually always rewarded and given something or unlocking things as you're getting S ranks. Especially when it comes to achievements, right? You think that you'd be getting something. But in this game, no. It must be, SEGA must have known it was so hard to get achievements in terms of S ranks when it comes to the daytime stages that they didn't even make it a priority. You don't have to actually unlock any S ranks in order for 100%. I did it anyways, as I'm doing it here, because it's just so gratifying and so fun to do, and you feel so accomplished with specifically daytime Sonic to get those S ranks. Screw this stage, by the way, you can barely control your shit. But the point is yeah, you don't need an S rank, and that kind of blew my mind. I did not expect that at all. I found that out, luckily, before I went for all the S ranks. At first, I was taking a really long time to get S ranks in the first zone, and then someone told me that, hey, you actually don't need all the S ranks, and I saw a list of all the achievements and even things you unlock for S ranks, and it's nothing at all. So that's when I stopped going for S ranks and just focused on the gameplay and everything I needed to actually collect. Let's talk about the DLC, because I actually couldn't play the DLC. The stores are down on Xbox 360, so I wasn't able to download any of the DLC at all. Don't know if it's a Canada thing or worldwide, but I'm not able to get it. So I never got to play the DLC, unfortunately, but that doesn't count in terms of 100%, since obviously DLC came after the game was out. So this wasn't really a part of my 100% experience, and that is okay with me. Honestly, these stages took so much time and so much time consuming, and sometimes there was Act 2, sometimes there was Act 3, sometimes there was even Act 4s. And it was never really consistent. Every zone was very different, but that is okay. That is okay, I guess. In terms of the extra stages in general, so I'm talking about Act 2s, Act 3s, and such that I did play, they were my least favorite part of the game. They really were very linear and were more like little missions. I hated those missions. They took me a lot more time than they should have. I only did them because there was medals in there, and you needed it for some achievements to actually complete all stages. So the night ones were really fun because they did feel like extensions off of the main stages. But for the daytime, it really was completely different. Sometimes you would just go in a circuit, kind of like a lap on Mario Kart, over and over 3 times as it got harder and harder. But they were so frustrating, and they weren't fun at all. So I prefer the nighttime once again when it comes to those extra missions. Though, we're going to talk a little bit about those medals, because there was 400 fucking medals to collect in Sonic Unleashed. That is 200 daytime levels and 200 Let me say that again. 200 daytime medals, sun medals, and 200 nighttime medals, moon medals. There we go. I think I said it right this time. This video is not having any edits, by the way. So what you see is what you get. But literally, it was insane. But yet it was the funnest part of my journey. I loved searching up and researching as to where everything was. I didn't really have to do it for the nighttime missions, as I would just kind of walk around, find little hidden secrets here and there, and I was able to collect every single moon medal, no problem. But the daytime? Oh, sweet Jesus. When Sonic is running at 700 miles per hour, good luck. You're not seeing any medals. But as I did collect and search on YouTube and saw some really good guides, thank you to everyone who I searched and commented on, I did notice that medals were very easy to find. They actually weren't that hidden most of the time. They're actually right in your face as Sonic runs into them. The only thing is that they're in different areas. They're in different secret paths that you don't even know about until you research them. There were some medals once in a while that were off path and kind of hidden behind boxes and stuff with daytime. And that was really funny to me because obviously the daytime is not meant for exploration at all. Look at him go. Like, this is not to explore. This is to go fast and be on adrenaline. But it was really interesting to see, though, that there was some kind of, exploration idea to it as well. The medals is actually something I wish they bring back. I really freaking enjoyed it. Let me tell you. It was super fun. I loved really exploring and putting my heart out into all these medals. Do I think 400 was a lot? Yeah. Maybe it was a little too much. But it really did have the time just go by. I didn't really notice when I even got to 200 plus medals. It just kind of happened. Like, you're just so busy playing the game over and over and really exploring that you find all these things naturally when your first playthrough anyway. My first playthrough, going through it, I literally found maybe about 120. So I only needed a handful, or maybe a handful of medals when I really did have to go back and find everything all over again. That was a nice ass save, I must say so. When it comes to just the medals, it's really funny because when I got to the end of it, let's say I completed all the missions, I got every collectible, blah blah blah, it still said I was missing a good handful of medals. And when I say handful, I mean about 10 of them. So it was a little confusing for me. I didn't understand. I had every mission done, everything was completed, but yet I was still missing medals. I found out soon after on a Reddit thread that you needed to go to Professor Pickle and give every single collectible to him. In terms of collectibles, it means that it is like souvenirs that you find within the hub world, levels, and more. When you give it all to Professor Pickle, he actually rewards you with medals. He gives it to you. They're extra medals, kind of like Super Mario Sunshine, where every blue coin you give to a shop rewards you with some shine sprites. It's the exact same concept. So once you give it all to Professor Pickle, he gives you the remaining last medals, and that finally completed my game. I had no idea. No one tells you in the game. And that's a huge problem I have with Sonic Unleashed in general, and you're gonna see that as time goes by. But one of the main thing is that you're never guided at all in this game. When it comes to missions unlocked, when it comes to new places to explore, or even just certain items you might want to find, and as to the names of certain maybe collectibles you're missing, Sonic Unleashed is not there for you. It's not a completion-friendly game. And if I recommend anybody to go for this completion, I think you're fucking crazy like me. But I say go for it, because the experience of the playtime is still amazing. But when it comes to completing it, I had to make my own freaking completionist lists and go off of every little bit of intel I knew from friends and more, and even just Reddit threads, because there's no information about this fucking game available. There really isn't. It's sad. I wish SEGA made threads and actual updates to let people know how to actually complete this game. But unfortunately they don't, and you're not rewarded for any of it. Once I completed this game, you're not actually rewarded with a thank you screen, no 100% sign, and whatever. Oh yeah, I also have to mention, I'm not even at 100%. I'm actually at 99 technically. Let's talk about the worst part of this game, which is the stupid ass town bitches. I'm talking about every person you talk to in this game. Literally is the worst experience that you can have. All the NPCs, as good as they look and as all different as they are from each other, which is really nice. It reminds me of like a Pixar kind of film. But the missions they give you are inconsistent, hard, glitchy. Some of them don't even spawn, and you never know when a new mission is unlocked per each villager. Let me tell you, you can talk to all the villagers 100 times and you'll never unlock anything. But when you reach a certain sun medal or moon medal, all of a sudden it becomes available and they'll start talking about something completely different. It's really freaking annoying because there's no way to tell. You have to be sure and just keep grinding and going to every single world over and over. And each time you get a new medal, you have to go re-talk to everyone to see if anything was unlocked. The game doesn't tell you when new missions are unlocked, ever. Ever, ever, ever. You need to go discover that for yourself. You need to go onto each hub world You need to talk to everyone. You need to go to every world and see if there was an Act 2 unlocks or anything like that. You need to just constantly explore. I think most of my hours in this game is literally in hub worlds talking to people over and over, which is really freaking annoying. I want to just go fast, play, or explore as damn werehog, man. I don't really want to do that stuff. So it was really, really annoying to go through that. Leveling up, though, was really easy, and that was something I didn't expect. Sonic leveled up on his own. Daytime Sonic literally just, as I went through every level, did every hot dog mission, unlocked really good goodies and hot dogs and chili dogs for him to eat, he leveled up on his own really quick as I was just playing through the game. Werehog needed a little bit of more grinding. I got pretty much done and needed about 2 more parts of him, which involved his life and his unleashed meter to just be completely leveled up. This took forever, just because the werehog needs about 99 levels of just experience points per section. It's a lot. Sometimes it was 50. Like, I believe it, what was it? The unleashed part, I believe it was 50. And I believe also the shielding part was also 50, if I am correct. I'm not scripted, so please don't take this seriously. But literally, it was annoying. You think that you're finally like, yeah, level up, we're awesome. And then all of a sudden you're like, no, you need 99 more experience if you want to make sure that you're powered up, ladies. So it did take me a really, really long time. But not too much, as when I did reach the final completionist time, it did turn out to just have a little bit more. And by then I had a lot of chili dogs stored up from all the chili dog missions and the hot dog missions. So I was able to just give everything to him, and he leveled up perfectly fine without any, like, me redoing stages 100,000 times or more. And there was something actually really satisfying about defeating enemies and getting experience and making sure you collect all of that yellow stuff flying over the place and you just give it to the werehog. There was something really satisfying about it. It really felt like I was completing something great. So that part was okay, and I didn't really care. The only thing that I really cared about was the collectibles. This involves records, videotapes, and I believe something else as well. I'm losing my brain. But there's 3 sorts of collectibles, and they are all extremely annoying. Oh yeah, pictures. Pictures, yeah, books. Art books. So it shows concept art, there's music in the game that you can get, and there is also, oh yeah, and videotapes, which is the cutscenes that are in the game, including the extra cutscenes that you see with Chip that I've watched on YouTube for years. So those are really, really nice. Only problem is the collectibles are completely inconsistent. I've gone and searched for every single one using like a dozen of guides to be sure that they weren't wrong, because every time I would show up and find the specific ones that I'm missing, which by the way, I had to do by writing it down on my iPad. I had to write down the numbers and count myself as to which one is it that I'm missing. SEGA doesn't tell you. It doesn't say that you're missing record number 51. No, you need to write and count every single one. You need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then when your dad comes to talk to you, you have to recount. So it was really annoying because I'm not good at math. I ain't a counter. Anyway, so when I had to write everything down and then I had to go look for it and they weren't there, you think that, oh, I definitely I counted wrong. There's something wrong. But then no, I wasn't crazy. It turns out after a lot of research that there are some collectibles in the 360 version and especially the PS3 version that simply don't spawn. They're just not there. They never show up. They're not available. Sometimes you've actually unlocked it and you've actually probably captured it, but it doesn't register, leaving the game to think that you've actually unlocked it, but it doesn't get added to your completionist book, which sucks. So technically I'm actually missing about 7 collectibles because they never spawn, or I collected that just never actually registered. And then it just stays collected so it doesn't actually spawn again, which was the most annoying part of my experience, because I looked so forward to collecting these collectibles and look back on all the beautiful concept art that went into the most beautiful Sonic game ever created. But unfortunately I can't, because a lot of the stuff that I'm missing is from the art book, which is really annoying. Not as annoying though as goddamn Brenda. Brenda is an NPC in this town, in this game, I should add, that literally never spawn. She gives you the final collectible of the game and actually completes your completionist run as to talk to all the villager achievements, and as well as get all of the missions done in the game achievements. She's literally responsible for a lot of parts of your completionist run, and she blocks you from doing that. There's actually a 42, from what I researched on Reddit, a 42% chance that she just doesn't spawn. She just doesn't spawn. Apparently she's supposed to spawn when you complete the final boss of Sonic Unleashed. And I tried doing it to see if I can reset the game in some way. I did it 3 times, but she never spawned. Ever. She's actually supposed to travel too. So in my head, I was thinking, you know, maybe she went to other worlds. Maybe she was just chilling, and maybe I spoke to her already and she started traveling. I did a mission already for her. But again, the game doesn't tell you, so you need to figure it out for yourself. But I went everywhere multiple times. I researched multiple times. I did the final boss and then redid everything multiple times. And nothing. Brenda never spawned. It took me, I think that was a good 6 hours of my day. And I'm never doing that again. Screw Brenda. So because of that, the game is stuck. I technically did not complete Sonic Unleashed. Like, if I really think about it and get depressed about it, I didn't. I'm missing the 7 collectibles, and I'm missing Brenda. So without that, I'm at 90% or 99, whatever you want to do the math with. There's no actual percent thing. You just kind of assume. That's the only things I'm missing. Everything else was done. And if I'm to say so, we are at my favorite stage, by the way. Woohoo! But if I'm to say so, this is a game everyone needs to play. I think that it is the hardest, but most beautiful 3D adventure ever done. Do I think it's worth completing? I actually do. Because I think it makes you a better gamer. I think I've improved so much as a Sonic fan, but also just as a platformer and adventure player, just with this game. But get ready for some headaches, because you're going to have some damn frustrating times, especially if things can't be completed. Then if you're like that and don't want to risk that glitch, then don't be like me and just don't do it. Just play the game and get what you can and enjoy yourself. And I do recommend going for the S ranks, because it's something super satisfying to feel when you get it. All in all, though, beautiful game, but I don't know if there's something called too much. If there's something known as too much, you know, like when you have too much cheese and your stomach hurts. At least that's what I feel as someone who's lactose intolerant. It's the same thing with Sonic Unleashed. That's exactly what it feels like, man. It's really sad. Honestly, it is so sad because this game is nearly perfect. But there's some bugs, there's some glitches, as we usually get in Sonic games, that prevent you from fully enjoying this game. And this is the first time they use an engine called the Hedgehog engine. It's a brand new engine introduced in the Sonic series to develop the boost mechanic and more. But it completely takes out the way that he's supposed to really interact with things very freely. So he's very linear. And the way Sonic controls, and even the werehog, it's very beta-like. It doesn't feel like that's how they should play. This was improved in Unleashed. In Generations, excuse me. But it just doesn't feel like Sonic. It doesn't feel like the adventure Sonic that I feel he should be playing like. If there can somehow be a mix of just controlling like Adventure Sonic, but going as fast as Unleashed Sonic, I think that's the beautiful bride to be at the next wedding. You know? It really is like that. This is something that I just... It's too much. There's too much content. Like, the replay value is beautiful. But there's never been this much in a Sonic game. And all of a sudden, they gave us more than what you can get in a God of War or God knows what game. Like, this is insane amount of stuff. And it wasn't finished. You know, obviously there was lack of testing when it came to his controls, when it came to unlockables, and even the villagers. They could have added a lot more. Even the simplicity of just telling you when things are unlocked, or when bitches have new missions. It would have been really great. But no! They just don't! So now we're stuck here. And that's it, that's all. At the end of the day, we need to kind of just say it's happening. And that's it. I really do hope now, more than ever, that Sonic Unleashed gets remastered. I completely and wish it gets ported so bad, just so they can add these features and finish what they started, because it really does feel if they just had a few more months with this game, it really could have been the greatest 3D Sonic game. Because that's what it feels like to me. It does feel like the best 3D Sonic game, but it's not because of how much problems it has. It still goes for me to Sonic Adventure, the first one at least, when it comes to completionists. Maybe in terms of just normal gameplay wise, maybe it would go to this game, but I'm a completionist, and if I'm going to rate it like that, then Sonic Adventure 1 is still the best to complete. The Sonic Hero is definitely second. So, really comes down to that. But we're reaching the end of this level here. This is the glitchy part. As you see, it lags like crazy. It actually lets me boost instead of jump because of how laggy this area is. This stage lags like crazy. Again, this is the frame rate issue that they have to fix. I know that it's fixed when it comes down to the Xbox X version, you know. So that's awesome. The newest Xbox in the series and next generation of consoles, which is great. Which just shows that this generation was not ready for this game. So... But in any case, guys, this is it. That was every single stage of Sonic Unleashed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. I will see you guys next week for another lovely video. I appreciate the time that you guys took to listen to me, and I'll see you all next week.